it, he will.
It's the Skinny on Sports Podcast with Aaron Cowk.
I throw balls far. You want good words? Data language.
Talk real sports with a real man.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
And now, here's the be-all, end-all, know-it-all of high school, college, and pro sports. Aaron Skinny Cowk with the Skinny on Sports.
We're talking about practice, man. I'm the MVP.
Good Rother Brothers Monday out there, Western Oklahoma. Welcome to the Skinny on Sports, right here on 98.1 FM, the Sports Animal. Glad to have you along for the next hour. We got all kind of things to talk about. It's summertime. World Cup is happening. Knockout round. U.S. plays, Wednesday against Bosnia, Herzegovina. Some of the games have already started to eliminate people. What happened this weekend around the area, around sports, around the Thunder? It's a big day today as far as that goes, with Lou Dort and the possibility of either, who knows what's going to happen with him. So we got that. We had a playoff already completed on the PGA Tour this morning. It didn't get finished up yesterday. I'll tell you who won that. And look ahead a little college football. It's that time, right? We're almost July. So month and a half or so away from fall camps. I think some of the stuff in the NFL gets going today. So some different questions as far as college football goes. Who are some players that you're intrigued to see? Maybe they're just coming into the game. Maybe they're changing teams, or maybe you just saw glimpses of them on certain Saturdays last year, and you can't wait to see more of maybe what you saw. So, players, what are some teams that intrigue you coming up here this college football season? We always talk about. And, quite frankly, Brent Venables is on this list just 1 year ago, but coaches that are on the hot seat going into this year, who are maybe the more high-profile coaches that might be on the hot seat going into the year? And then, is there a certain matchup that you would love to see in the playoffs?
Like one we've never seen, or
one that you want to see.
Because
it could be one that we used to get and don't. It could be one that that you just always kind of want to see a couple teams play that never really get to or never really have. It could be who you think is going to be the best. It can be about whatever. I mean, just a matchup that you would like to see happen in the college football playoff. 225-9698 is the phone to the text line. It is 225-9698. Give us a call, shoot us a text. We can talk about any of those things, whatever else might be on your mind. Feel free to chime right in at 225-9698. If you're going to be outside the listening area, a couple ways to stay in touch with the show. Log on to kadsam.com, or you can download the app. Paragon app's got it all the radio stations. You got the Penny News. Brand new edition of the Penny News is out on local newsstands, online at thepennynews.com. That'll change over tomorrow night at midnight. So go pick up a free copy of this week's Penny News. Getting closer and closer to Big Elk and Paragon TV. You can watch those live through the app or just anywhere where you can watch. And then Skinny on Sports Podcast, available anywhere where podcasts drop. How are you today, Jared Atha?
I'm good. How are you? All rested up? Used yesterday as a day to recoup.
I tried to,
and then we had a simple project that turned into a major one. So
I tried to.
Sore.
I tried to, and then this curly-headed lady kept on having just little things for me to do. Mm-hmm. Wasn't anything major because, here's the deal: her and Wyatt left, or are leaving, or about to leave, or have left to head down to Falls Creek to church camp today.
Okay.
And she's, for the second year in a row, she's going to be one of the chefs, one of the cookers.
Oh.
Her and there's three total cooks this year, and all the sponsors that are there help as well. So it's a pretty good undertaking for 60 or 70 kids for 3 meals a day, 3 snacks a day. I mean, it's a constant grind on the cooking, and so they are headed that way. That's why I have these 2 little wristbands.
Cool.
Because every year, the church wants you to pray for the kids or the sponsors, whoever's down there. I just happened to pick up 2.
I like it.
Well, they were red and orange, and I was afraid if I only got a red one, then Kara would have a problem with me not having an orange one. So there you go. So now I have 2 there. But no, it's I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do
this week.
Yeah.
Well, I imagine golf's involved, even though it's
really
gonna be hot
it's
and windy.
4,000 degrees. No thanks.
That doesn't stop some people.
Some people aren't as big and fat as me.
Maybe
that's all I can tell you.
Well, maybe a pool will be involved. Just sitting in the pool and chilling out, or cooking. Although you don't have a lot of people to cook for.
No, and here's the deal. I cooked a bunch last night. I wasn't even thinking, and we had fajitas, and I put them on the big green egg. Kara wanted to cook charcoal instead of the flat, the Blackstone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I made steak and fajita, and chicken fajitas. But you want to talk about cooking way too much. I mean, I had one of those big deals of chicken thighs, and when I first bought them, I thought, okay, I only need to cook like half these, and freeze the other half. Mm-hmm. We can have them later. And then I started putting the seasoning on them, and I just completely forgot. Next thing you know, I'm cooking like 12 chicken thighs. Well, they're gone all week.
So now you got all this chicken.
We froze half of them, even though they were cooked.
That's all right.
I'd have rather froze them before we cooked them. Yes.
Yeah.
But I just messed that up. And then, so every year, and I'm a little nervous. I've been thinking about this, not over the cook last night, so every year we get skirt. I keep the skirt steaks and the flank steaks, or the flank steak when it's getting all butchered up from Monty. You get to choose what you want to keep. I always keep those things because of like this right here. I think they're awesome to make like fajitas out of.
They are great for that.
Yeah.
Especially marinate them overnight. Yeah.
And so you see that skirt steak, and it's this little skinny thing in this package. And I'm like, man, is that going to be enough steak? And so I laid out the flank steak too, and I always forget this. You cut into that skirt steak, it's got 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
And that would have been plenty. And then I cooked the flank steak too. And now, I mean, I've got a ton. And you may say, okay, great. You've got leftovers all week. You're not going to have to cook anything. Here's the problem for me. If Kara's going to be gone for a while, a few days, 3 or 4 or 5, and this all the way till Saturday, I kind of like junk food. When I say junk food, I mean like frozen pizzas or like the frozen burritos.
It's usually my route.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I stayed away from the White Castle sliders this time. I did not buy any of those at Walmart yesterday when I went to kind of get some stuff. And I always like the jalapeno cheddar, like Johnsonville fully cooked brats that you can just warm up.
Yeah, those are good.
Something like that. But now I loaded up on a bunch of that stuff. But now I've got this chicken and this steak that I've got to eat. This is way gross miscalculation on my part. Like, I should have had enough to not even get full last night. That way I've got all this other junk food to eat. Now I'm going to have a hard time getting to the junk food. And here's the problem. Well, it's not really a huge problem because of the way the calendar, when they get back Saturday, then Wyatt's going to leave and go spend a couple weeks with his dad in Wyoming. So I was about to say, here's the problem with that. He'll eat it all, and I'm not going to get to eat much of it at all, but I don't think that's going to happen this time.
He's going to come home, pack a new bag, and go.
Kind of, yeah. And he might sneak out a pizza or 2 or a burrito or 2, but I think I'm going to be in good shape. But then you got to, the thing about that is, then you got to look your wife in the face and say, yeah, I'm going to eat this El Monterey burrito right in front of me. And that's hard to do with my wife sometimes because of, her profession. I also have something coming up this weekend, Jared, that is, it's a yearly thing, and it always makes me a little bit nervous as far as cooking goes.
Oh, what's that?
So we get the half of a beef every year, basically every year. And that means you get one brisket.
Oh, yeah. So you're doing brisket.
I'm going to cook brisket for our 4th of July get-together on Saturday. And it is, when it works, it is awesome. And but I get a little bit nervous.
You got some pressure because you got people coming over and you don't want to mess it up.
I couldn't care less. It's just going to be us eating the brisket. I don't want to screw it up.
You don't want to screw it up.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the last couple I haven't screwed up, and it's so good. I just there's a little bit of then trying to get the timing right. I'm not sure. I'm probably going to have to weigh it once I get it thawed.
Uh-huh.
Or in fact, I need to get it out of the freezer, come to think of it, and get it thawed, figure out how much it weighs, and then start trying to have an idea of timing.
Start doing your
how long.
calculations. Yeah.
I mean, it's never quite the same, and it's always all about what the temperature is inside to let it know when it needs to be done and all that kind of thing. But I only get one shot a year, at least with that piece of meat. With the Tucker family beef, and I would hate to screw it up. I mean, I need it to be, competition good, competition barbecue good. We'll see. So that's, what do you got to do? I figure we'll talk menu on Friday with Scotty, but you got any leanings so far?
Looks like ribs is on the menu, but it doesn't look like I'm making it. So I got to figure out something else to make. And I'm going through my mind like what to make. Maybe a big side dish. I did the smoked mac and cheese one time.
That's what I'm going to do.
Kind of anxious to do that again because I need it. I did the first time. Like, well, okay, next time I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this because my portions were a little too much. And so, anyways, there's that.
I'm going to try that too.
Yeah.
I tried. I think it might have been one of our Thanksgivings here at work but I didn't have the timing right at all. And so like half of it was warm, and the half that was warm was pretty good. Mm-hmm. But the other half was just not. Anyway, but I'm going to have to, obviously I'm going to have all day Saturday so I can be able to figure this out.
Mine was almost like a baked mac and cheese more than smoked. And they were still creamy, when you cut through the layer on top, which was kind of getting baked, like I said.
Did you put like a panko breading, some kind of bread crumb on top?
No.
No?
No. I followed the directions. And the skillet was like just big enough. I thought to myself, man, there's just a lot of that goes into this. I need a bigger skillet. But anyways, I'm gonna try to like I said, make some calculations and maybe cut back on the portions of it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I do know ribs is the main course handled by someone else, so I gotta figure out something else.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
You can't do double B. I wanted to do something. I wanted to do either a pork butt or ribs, but then I was told, no, you're off the hook. I'm like, well, I want to be on the hook. I like doing that, but that's okay.
I'm gonna try two different things. Two things I've never made, and one of them is the smoked mac and cheese. I've looked up a recipe. I think it's the one I used last time, but I can't remember totally, like for sure if it's it. But anyway, I've got one on. I got a recipe there, and I'm also going to try a smoked queso.
That's what I want to try sometime.
I'm going to try that. I'm going to try a smoked queso.
I want to try that.
I'm hoping. I'm planning on the Yoder being big enough to handle all this at once. Get the brisket on, obviously way before the rest of this stuff, but then, have everything else there, being able to cook at the same time, and try to finish up at some level of timing. That's a lot of times in a situation like this, I probably put too much emphasis on the food itself because everybody's going to be swimming and hanging out, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're making me eat. Thanks a lot. I'm in the pool. You know what I mean? So there's times where you get done and you're like, should have just made like hot dogs.
Yeah.
No one would have cared.
They just want to eat something.
Just eat something and get back in, especially children.
Which 4th of July and hot dogs. Well, I mean, I'm sure there is I need to send you that recipe you could do on your smoker that involved hot dogs, but they're like, it's basically glorified little Smokies.
Oh, yeah.
They're basically, it's like all beef hot dogs, but they're burn-ins. You chop them up, and there's a recipe. It's real quick too, because hot dogs will smoke pretty quick.
Yeah.
But they look phenomenal. Might just go into the theme of 4th of July and hot dogs. Why not hot dog burn-ins? That's what I might do, Aaron, as an appetizer.
There you go.
I think I found my answer. I know I save all these recipes. If I find it, I'll send it to you.
Hot dog burn-ins.
Looks like it's going to be hot. Speaking of hot, looks like it's going to be hot on the 4th. And that changed within like 12 hours, I swear. I looked yesterday and it said 92, partly cloudy. Now it's changed to mostly sunny and hot, high near 100.
Yeah, I got a 101 over here.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's
Here's the deal.
pool day, doesn't it?
No doubt. And, it is about to be July, so, mid-90s, upper 90s to 100. Yeah, you get it. What I'm going to need to quit happening is the wind blowing 40.
Blowing some stuff in your pool?
Just because it's like being in the convection oven.
No, it's horrible.
A little breeze is nice, but like on Saturday afternoon, out at the golf tournament, it was awful.
So yesterday it was.
And yesterday was awful, and already this morning is awful.
Yeah. Yesterday, like I said, we had this little project that I did not intend to be in the attic as long as I had to be.
Oh, no.
I'm up there trying to fix something that had to be fixed, and that was a whole nother story. I got to the point I shred my shirt off, and it feels like thousands of bugs are just because that's that beads of sweat. I'm dripping sweat from my face while I'm doing this. Thank God my wife, she came up with like this little fan that she always took to softball games, and she's just trying to keep me cool. And then when I would have to go downstairs, and one time, a couple times that's where I like the wind, because I would step outside and let that wind just cool me off. But no, the wind's got to stop. And it appears like it's going to stop after Wednesday. I hope. I'm not a meteorologist, but according to what I'm reading, looks like Thursday. Thursday thing is, like you could read the forecast all the way till Wednesday night, to Wednesday, then Wednesday night just stops mentioning the wind. So I hope that's a good sign.
I was just afraid they didn't want to put it on there yet.
Yeah.
But last week, I know, we'll say like Friday, doing the weathers for the weekend. Mm-hmm. And then it did get to Monday and Tuesday, and it said hot and windy. So at least this doesn't say sunny, hot, and windy.
Yeah.
It said it for Monday and Tuesday. And obviously Wednesday's going to be the same. Ugh. It's very, very hot. Very hot.
No, the wind's not fun if you're trying to pop fireworks on Saturday. I don't think the fire danger's there because we've had some rain. But I do wonder, and this is probably a question for Chief Cervenka or somebody, with as much wind as we're getting, is it drying out
faster than
normal, and it could create a fire danger, like wildfire danger? I hope not.
Hope not, too.
I like fireworks.
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens on 4th of July. I'll just leave it at that.
Fireworks-wise, or...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got a wind gust of 50 right now, according to the National Weather Service over at Clinton Sherman Airport.
Ah, super.
Sustained at 36, gust of 49.
Super.
And it's like 9 in the morning.
I know.
Not a good sign. We'll be back on the Rother Brothers Monday.
Rother Brothers Equipment in Clinton is now hiring well-qualified service technicians. If you have 2 or more years of experience repairing heavy agricultural equipment, strong troubleshooting skills, and the ability to read hydraulic and electrical schematics, this could be a great fit for you. Benefits include 401k with profit sharing, 100% employee paid health insurance with eye and dental, paid vacation, holidays, uniforms, and paid service training. This is a great earnings opportunity for qualified candidates. Apply in person at Highway 183 North in Clinton, Oklahoma. Rother Brothers Equipment.
Are you crying? Are you crying?
The Skinny on Sports.
There's no crying in baseball!
Welcome back. It is the Skinny on Sports. Right here on 98.1 FM, the Sports Animal, hanging out on a Rother Brothers Monday. Big thank you to our friends over at Rother Brothers, Highway 183, just north of Clinton. Rother Brothers offers a variety of agricultural and outdoor power equipment that are second to none in all the great state of Oklahoma, not a friendlier or more knowledgeable staff than the one at Rother Brothers. Happy to help you find either the perfect piece of equipment or the parts that you've been looking for. Case IH, Polaris, Rhino, Dixie Chopper, all kinds of different brands that they sell and service. Also, don't forget about the Yoder grills, Yoder pellet smokers. I can personally vouch for the quality that's there. It's awesome. That's at Rother Brothers. Highway 183, just north of Clinton. Man, it was plenty warm for our golf tournament on Saturday. It was, we get there so early. So you literally see the entire day of like the weather,
Right.
And it was so funny because where the water, the ice chests and everything were kind of stationed around the golf course.
Yeah.
Just happened to be coming from number 3 tee box. There's another deal right there on number 3 green that needed to make sure there was ice and product in, and then of course. On number 5 tee box over where the crane was, on Jordan's lot. And I just happened to be behind there when some guys were teeing off on number 4, headed straight to the north there. And that giant American flag on the Cud crane was totally limp.
Right, yeah.
Just total. And then by the time it was the middle of the afternoon, it was like it was a perfect spot and the way the wind was blowing, because it wasn't straight out of the south, so you couldn't see the American flag. It was kind of the southwest, and I mean, every time you looked up there, you could just see the flag.
It was pretty cool.
It was really cool the way it worked out that way.
Yeah, me and Jimmy are trying to get the best angle of the best picture with golfers in the foreground and then the flag in the background. So that's one benefit of the win.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It was great. It was a great gathering on Friday night. I said it maybe last Friday during the show, and it happened. You think from one year to the next, okay, there's no way there can be more people. There's no way there can be more golf carts driving around out there watching the horse race, and every year there's more.
Yeah.
And once again, that was the case. That was the case again this time. There was somehow, some way, there was more people out there on Friday than there was the year before. This guy's put on a great show. It was a lot of fun to watch. Tucker Allen was the winner. He's from down in Texas. Played 2 years at OU, 2 years at North Texas. So he was your horse race winner. Field of 28. Don't remember there being that many.
Say most ever?
I think so.
So next year it's the 30th.
You might as well try to get 30. I'm pretty sure we could have got 30. With just guys that either didn't realize it or were a little bit maybe too late getting in. I guarantee we could have found 2 more to get it to an exact 30. So, and we had plenty of time. Before it wasn't really even getting close to dark when that thing finished. And that's pretty much the concern, right? Do you have so many that you're going to have a hard time finishing? And we were nowhere close to being butted up against the time, at least on Friday. Saturday, a little different story as that playoff continued. But so that was good. Friday was really, really good. The meal, I heard nothing but raves about the meal. So
yeah, that meal was good.
That was Lindsay and the crew out at the golf course. Great job there. Matt and his crew outside on the golf course. It was phenomenal. Great job by Matt and all of his guys and gals for doing what they did and having that thing prepared. perfect timing for a little bit of rain, during the week as far as the grass.
Right, yeah.
Maybe not where you wanted the greens from a softness, a firmness perspective, because he had them pretty firm. And the rain definitely softened them up a little bit. I don't know that it affected speed all that much, but it definitely they were softer than I think they probably would have wished they were for that field. But golf course held up fantastically. It's a great job by them. All of our sponsors, obviously, great job, and then the players did a wonderful job as well. It was smooth sailing for the most part all day long. Great job.
Yeah, I think that I never heard a complaint of what you talk about the greens, and that was actually, we kind of go there first when I was able to get out. Not a lot of opportunity because there's always somebody playing on the green, but at the end of the day, though, picking up stuff, I noticed the smoothness or softness of the green. I didn't hear any complaints.
No,
like
it just. No. I'm sure it's not quite where Matt wanted it.
There's
but there's nothing you can do about the weather.
No. There was some problems, though, I think, with turtles walking around.
I mean, I had no idea that one of our teammates was, I don't even know what the word is, neurotic about the safety of animals. Is that fair? Good night.
She was just preaching about taking care of these turtles. See, so some of these turtles made their way up to the clubhouse. She took one back to water. And then we found another one, so I was looking for something to do. So I gave this turtle a ride. I found you, tried to sneak up on you.
Yeah, and on my seat.
And I returned him to water. I told her that I chucked him in the water. She goes, "You're not supposed to do that."
Oh no, she was not.
She was not happy.
Any little jokes we made about the health of the turtle, she was not having it. Not having it.
Name her April O'Neil. She loves turtles.
Yeah. You know who's found AI?
Randy. Got a picture of
he makes some funny ones,
Jimmy holding a turtle, and so he's a ninja. That's Ninja Turtle meme.
Cracks me up.
Oh, it's good stuff. Good stuff. No, it's a fun time. Despite the wind, who cares? I mean, you can't. I was talking to son. Nobody complained about that because it's like, what can you do?
There's nothing you can do about it.
Nothing you can do about it.
We're all dealing with it. Everybody's playing.
Everybody's playing it.
Mm-hmm. So we had a repeat champ in the championship flight, and that was Riverview Ranch, which is Brett Nichols, a local boy, moved down to San Antonio, and his guys, Will Hawley, Chase Clayton, and Eric Mathewson. They were the winners at 18 under 53. It's funny because I asked a bunch of those guys that were going to play in the afternoon if I could give you 17 under, which would have been 54. If you could have it right now and never tee it up, would you take it? And almost everybody said I would take it because they knew what the win was going to be. They also knew everything else that surrounds with what happened on Friday night, and thinking, okay, 54 is going to be no worse than third. And as it turned out, it would have been second all alone, which would have been nice if you had all that stuff. Surf and Turf Golf, which is Taylor Artman and his crew. It was Taylor, Tyron, Van Az, Fegan, Martin Flores, and Chris Johnson. They tied with Tyler Sprinkler, which Keith Pasby and those guys have been coming for years and years and years. They tied for first last year with 4 teams and ended up being fourth in the playoff, which obviously not where you wanted to be. This year tied for second, and then they lost the third hole playoff. That's Keith and Kyle and Chris and Michael. So that was your championship flight for the second straight year. We may have to. Are we having a meeting today? Is our autopsy meeting today or sometime this week?
I haven't seen.
We may. One of the things we may need to talk about is Barry Trotter. It's 2 years in a row winning a flight. Is he going to have to get bumped up?
Yeah, maybe. That's like regulations. That's what we're doing now.
Barry
for those who are finishing last all the time, or are we going to have to bump them down?
Yeah, that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Is that what it is? I didn't know it was a level of this thing.
2 years in a row, A-flat winners. They shot 18 under. Barry and his son Tate think his college golf coach and one of his buddies off that team.
Congratulations, you made the championship flight.
Yeah, I know. That happened to us one time.
We need some more money.
Wellworks, Denton Jones and his crew, second. Barbara Dyson Ford. Appreciate them being back out. They were third in A flight. And then B flight, Chico's Grandes, which is I'm pretty sure is Caleb Keith in his group.
Cool.
Won a scorecard playoff over Napa and Grant Graham. Those were the top three in B flight, shooting 61. And then the C flight was 67 and down. Prime Well Solutions was your winner in a tie with Putt Stuff. That guy's name is Reed Russell. He's been coming for a while, too. And then Hunt Inc., Cody Crow. Thank you to all the fine sponsors, all the players. It was a great weekend. Everybody was well behaved and just had a good time. You know what I mean? It was just a lot of fun this weekend out at Elk City Golf and Country Club. Anything else from the tournament?
Food was great.
Dude,
so much food is great. I mean, I don't know where to start. Arc
Energy with the ribs.
The ribs are awesome.
The chicken fajita meat and boudin. Not only was it ribs, they had like 3 different kinds of ribs.
Yeah, like riblets. And,
they had riblets and St. Louis style and country style.
Yeah, I loved it. I went over there, got some of that food. The Red Knights making their burgers and hot dogs. They had onion burgers. Always good food there. I'm trying to think. I don't want to miss anybody.
Sandwiches. The Lexi was tooling around. Were they Poppies?
That I think so.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
There was so much
brisket.
food. You cannot go there and go, I'm hungry. You're going to find food.
Yeah, brisket sandwiches. I had one. It was good.
Very, very good.
It was.
It was a good time.
Yeah. Jet, of course, keeping everybody hydrated. Jet Distributing.
Hydrated, yeah.
Keeping everybody hydrated.
Yep. The video board was cool.
Yeah, that's what I was about. That was going to be one of my questions. Did it come off how you were hoping it would come off?
I thought so. It made it look professional out there. You know, that's where we can complain about the wind too, because if that wind wasn't blowing, we'd have that thing risen up a little higher.
Mm-hmm.
So, but no one was complaining about not able to see it. It was bright even during the day. You could see the scoreboard. Throw some sponsors up there. Threw some pictures up there that were coming in throughout the day. That was neat. That was really neat.
It was cool. It was amazing how many people starting on Friday when the horse race was starting, especially after the horse race got over and everybody kind of congregated at the club. It was amazing how many people kind of glanced at it. They're like, "Oh my gosh, that is awesome." Yeah. What is that for? Well, it's going to be a scoreboard and it's going to have some other stuff. Oh, that is sweet.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, that was definitely a hit for a new edition. It was definitely a hit.
So I'm pretty sure that's returning, and there's going to be some other stuff. Don't let cat out of the bag. We've been talks already for next year, because next year's a big one. 30th annual, 30 years. So there's going to be some things that I don't think we've ever seen. And it's going to be a really special weekend next year. So please make plans to be here.
I can tell you what we need as far as our side of things. And we might have gotten this taken care of already, but we're going to need a little bit of new rope.
New rope.
Mm-hmm. For the floating sign on number 5.
Oh, I'm hearing. Yeah.
It snapped on Friday.
Well, the wind certainly didn't help that either.
Well, the wind wasn't even really blowing on Friday.
Oh.
But it actually held up way better than I thought on Saturday, considering. But you could see where it had kind of been worn, and it broke at one point. And the big boss, the main boss, the big boss, the owner, waded out into the water on number 5. KJ waded out into the water on number 15 to get the KECO sign position. That was the problem on Friday. There wasn't enough wind to blow it across there.
Yeah.
It'd have been easy on Saturday. Just put it in and blow right over.
Typically, you put something on water and it's really windy, it's going to move.
Yeah. We waited for it for about 5 minutes on Friday afternoon. And then finally KJ was like, "It's not going to happen, is it?" I'm like, "No, afraid not." You getting in? Yep. Okay. Better you than me.
What we need is like a big drone we can tie the rope to, just fly it across.
The drone on Friday was a hit. You can see people like hearing it and looking up. I'm like, what is it? Oh my gosh.
So I already got plans. I already got an idea of incorporating drone footage live onto the video board.
Oh, there you go.
So if that can happen, we're going to try and make that happen.
Oh, then people.
That'd be fun. And people would just be camped out right there watching the drone.
Instead of down watching the horse race. Where's everybody at? Oh, there they are.
Find a way to put the scoreboard on there at the same time. I don't know. Be fun. It's fun.
It was a good weekend.
It was a great weekend.
No doubt about it. Playoff today already on the PGA Tour. Speaking of golf this weekend.
Yeah.
Hey, kind of an interesting – I wish I'd have screenshotted this because kind of laying around watching it yesterday. You know, Victor Hovland was a guy that not that many years ago looked like he was poised to be the best player in the world. You know, he won the FedEx Cup. He was a huge part of the European Ryder Cup team, just dismantling the Americans overseas in Italy the last time it was over there. He really kind of looked unstoppable. And then all of a sudden, for him, he kind of started messing with his golf swing, kind of started tweaking with things in order to try to get better.
Yeah.
And didn't work like he had hoped. And then, you know, Scotty hasn't been the dominant winner this year that he has been the last few, which is interesting because I saw this yesterday, and of the top 5 guys on the FedEx Cup, the question, what are your worst 5 finishes this year? And Scotty's worst was like T25 or something like that. And by the time he got to his 5th worst finish, it was a T4, whereas everybody else was still way in the 20s for their, you know, so he's been pretty good. He just hasn't consistently won the way he has. So those two, in a weird way, sort of resemble themselves, but not quite really. But anyways, but they go at it and has to come back today, and Scheffler hits it in there tight on the first playoff hole. Hovland's just a little bit outside of him. Victor makes it. Scotty misses. So Victor Hovland wins the Travelers. And it's kind of a welcome back Victor moment in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I was loosely following that. That was on the TV there at the clubhouse on Saturday. And, you know, for those who don't know, during the tournament, we're basically on call. And there's a lot of times we're just sitting around in case we're needed. So in there watching that, plus it was air conditioned in there. And saw Chris Goddard kind of in the mix. And, of course, but Javi was right there at the top most of the time. At least on Saturday he was. So I'll admit I didn't watch the whole thing on Sunday for what I was doing, but good for him. Good for him, because there was a time there I thought he's slipping. He's slipping a little bit. He's getting kind of mediocre. He's going to be at these majors. He's going to be at these big tournaments and these PGA events, but is he really going to have a chance to win it? And he played well. Played well. So maybe this kind of springboards him into some more, you know, getting back in the upper tier of things.
Yeah, and, you know, I think it looked like Scotty kind of had control or was gaining control, and then the weather, and they had just kind of a stop-start, and he never really got back. He made some clutch saves, obviously on the last hole of regulation, making that putt to force tomorrow, or today, I guess. But no, yeah, it's, you know, Hovland, he's definitely a tinkerer, and he seems like a kind of a big idea type guy, just his personality. And so I'm not sure if this is just where we're going to be with him when he's tinkering and he does get it figured out. He's going to be awesome for like 18 months. And then he's going to decide, nah, I want to mess with it again. And who knows how long it's going to take him to kind of figure it out again. Mm-hmm. So, you know, he may have these really bright, white hot stretches throughout his entirety of his career, and then have some where he's kind of wandering through the wilderness. You're going, what happened to Victor Hovland?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he made another swing change for no reason. But you know what? Another guy did that over and over throughout his career, and it was Tiger. I mean, think about how many times you're like, what is he doing? Why is he doing this? And then most of the time he would come back even better when you didn't think it really could be. It would take a little bit. Then all of a sudden he'd get it figured out, and you're like, okay, that's why he did that.
Right.
And then he'd start it again. And that feels like that's where Victor's at. But maybe this is the beginning of another really, really good stretch for him until he decides to kind of start changing something else, and we'll just see how long it takes him. But that was good stuff by both those guys. They're in Connecticut for the Travelers Championship. Thunder stuff from the weekend. Right after we went off the air on Friday, Isaiah Joe was traded to Detroit for 2 second-round picks. So that means now Wiggins and Joe have been moved both to the Eastern Conference, both for 2 second-round picks coming up later on down the path. Isaiah Hartenstein reworked his deal, and now he's 3 years, $75 million, so about basically $25 a year. And so he's going to be back with the Thunder for at least this year, I would imagine, and then we'll see what happens moving forward.
Sounded like it was a team-friendly type deal.
Yeah, but there's trade kickers that if he is traded, then the money comes back. I mean, it on the surface it looks like that, but when you start really kind of diving into the details, he saved the Thunder a little bit of money, but not quite as much as what you'd think right off the bat.
I know, spending more for him. I mean,
yeah.
Readjusting that. I mean, I don't know what that tells us, if that means he is in hand of trying to keep maybe Dort or move some stuff around financially to make it work. I don't know, but that's the next question, and that's what everyone's going to be looking at now, is especially today. Today could be a big day for the Thunder in their decision.
It has to be decided today, right?
Right.
Whether or not Oklahoma City is going to pick up the option on Dort.
Yeah.
If they do pick it up, I don't think we're going to see an extension for him.
No.
I think they're either going to pick it up or they're not. And even if they pick up this option, I don't know that tells you he's going to be in Oklahoma City to start the season. It may just be, okay, he's under contract for this year for this much. Is somebody willing to do a sign-and trade? I'll tell you where it makes sense, at least for what it appears they now need, and where Oklahoma City can kind of get accomplished what it wants to get accomplished if they want to move him, is Charlotte. Charlotte's going to need some defense.
Yeah, that would help.
And Charlotte's and Charlotte's also going to need a culture, quote unquote, culture guy. He would be perfect there. And they have a huge trade exception created from the deal that they made with LaMelo Ball and Naz Reid now, and he would fit right into it, to where the Thunder wouldn't necessarily have to take anything back. And now you're talking about getting underneath the second apron. The luxury tax goes way down because Oklahoma City's going to be a second apron team with the 3 guys locked up for long term. They're just going to be. And the further you can kick that can down the road, the way better it is. And with the lottery rules changing, a lot of different things kind of spinning up in the air, I would not be surprised to see that happen. Because everybody thinks, okay, what can you get for Lou Dort? I don't know. Just like Joe and just like Wiggins, I'm not sure what Oklahoma City wants back, if anything.
Yeah.
And it's going to look weird, but when you start looking at the bottom line, and 140 or 50 million, that's what they're getting back. A little cash in their pocket.
There was an alert that said that Thunder are entertaining trade options, trade talk. That's from Chomps. So,
yeah.
As they should be.
Sure.
I think. Also, other NBA note, Draymond Green.
We're going to talk about that in a second.
Okay.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, let's talk about what that means.
Yeah.
Because I think it means something pretty big.
Yeah.
We'll be back wrapping up the Rother Brothers Monday.
Rother Brothers Equipment in Clinton is now hiring well-qualified service technicians. If you have 2 or more years of experience repairing heavy agricultural equipment, strong troubleshooting skills, and the ability to read hydraulic and electrical schematics, this could be a great fit for you. Benefits include 401k with profit sharing, 100% employee paid health insurance with eye and dental, paid vacation, holidays, uniforms, and paid service training. This is a great earnings opportunity for qualified candidates. Apply in person at Highway 183 North in Clinton, Oklahoma. Rother Brothers Equipment.
The Skinny on Sports.
Welcome back to Skinny on Sports on a Rother Brothers Monday, wrapping it up here on KADS, the Sports Animal. Rother Brothers, go check him out for all your equipment needs over there in Clinton. Go check them out. And the Yoder Grill, I mean, this is the time you want that, right? And I didn't know until a few months ago they actually sold those. That is really cool. Go over there, get your Yoder Grill, get ready for 4th of July. Still time for that. 4th of July coming up at the end of the week. And hopefully you got plans with your family. And like Aaron said, we'll probably on Friday discuss our full menu options. I know people love hearing us talk about what we're going to cook on holidays. So I'm looking forward to that. And talking about that, we're going to continue our talk about NBA and free agency or the upcoming free agency. Today, I think we're going to see a lot of trades. Does Lou Dort become one of those for the Thunder? It's a big day for the Thunder in the NBA and what the landscape's going to look like going into the upcoming season. But Aaron, there was some. It's not even 10 yet. There's been some news. I mean, there's been Kawhi Leonard news. There's been Zach LaVine news, which isn't really a big news, but there's big news also over there in California involving the Warriors.
All right, so the Kawhi, like the possibility they might be traded, it looks like he might want to go back to the Raptors. Maybe the only team he would actually commit to signing an extension with would be them. I actually heard some San Antonio talk, which I would have a hard time believing. As nasty as that divorce was between the Spurs and Kawhi Leonard, that would work out. I would not see that. But as far as what's going to capture the headlines of the news is clearly Draymond Green declining his player option to become a free agent out there in Golden State. And now what doors does this open for the Warriors with regards to a possibility of LeBron James? You know, there's been some smoke about the Warriors wanting to trade for Anthony Davis. What does this do for Draymond? Is Draymond just going to hang out, see what happens, and then take whatever he can get to stay in Golden State? Does he want to go somewhere else to finish out his career?
I wonder if there is a plan there. He said, okay, he declines this, but both parties involved saying, I'm going to decline this knowing I'm going to get less, but there is a very good opportunity of getting one or the other, getting James or Davis.
Or possibly both.
Who knows?
And maybe that was what the first step in doing that was always going to have to be Draymond declining that option. I just have a hard time believing I just kind of have a hard time believing that Draymond Green isn't going to be back with the Warriors for whatever amount of money. I mean, that dude's made a boatload of money. And so we'll see. We'll see what that means. But, yeah, the LeBron to Golden State possibilities just ramped up with Draymond Green declining that option. Now, whether or not it works or not, who knows? But I do believe that it'll be a possibility.
Yeah, I applaud the Clippers for actually what they're doing.
I just wish they'd have done it 2 years ago.
Yeah, they needed to do it 2 years ago.
So does Sam Presti.
And Kawhi Leonard's age is a thing. He's what they're saying this morning, 35. And I guess the whole point to this for the Clippers is to get younger without trying to rebuild, without trying to break it down and rebuild. They just want a conscious effort of just getting younger. They got rid of James Harden in the middle of the season last year, and then now moving on from Kawhi, moved on from Paul George before all that. I kind of applaud it. Makes me wonder what Golden State's doing, consciously trying to stay older.
It's just,
I don't know if
they're trying to hold on for any hope.
That's what it
at
feels
the end
like.
At the end of stuff. Trying to have, let's be honest. 2022 was sort of a last hurrah. How nobody really had them as a championship winner, and next thing you know, they beat Boston, and bam, there it was. This is all about. It's a little bit like these guys are older at Golden State than what was happening here. Mm-hmm. But all these moves being made is a little bit like what happened at the end of Russell Westbrook. KD left, so now it's Russ. All the moves that Sam Presti made, whether or not it was the Paul George trade here or Melo, or all of those moves were just to try to prolong the possibility of the window for Russ. And that's exactly what's happening for Steph out in Golden State.
Yeah.
It's just their problem is they have been so awful at drafting that they haven't supplemented all these moves with young guys that can play. I mean, think if they had just hit on one of the draft picks since they had the number 2 overall pick and they took James Wiseman. From there, they have whiffed. Kuminga, Moody, so on and so forth. And that's their major problem. They can make all these cute moves for these old guys. If they had drafted some decent players to kind of wait in the wings or even give them a chance to wait in the wings. Some of them would tell you that.
Yeah.
Kuminga and Moody would tell you that Steve Kerr won't play you. And he might be right. But look at their draft pick this year with Yaxel. A bunch of teams didn't want Yaxel because he's 24.
Right.
Golden State couldn't care less that he's 24. That's better for them. Yeah, give me a 24-year-old instead of a 19-year-old. He may be more ready to compete now. And that's all they're worried about is just right now. Just trying to keep the Steph gravy train going as long as they possibly can until it's over. Then they'll have to make some really hard decisions and figure out how to reboot. But for right now, that's all they're doing. And now, who would have ever thought a decade ago, 8 years ago, that we might see Steph Curry and LeBron James on the same team, and it's not Team USA.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you think about it, not totally out of the realm of possibility. We've seen in the latter stages of careers guys team up or guys try to make it work. But no, you're right. It is kind of a surreal moment to see if it happens.
Yeah, it's like Karl Malone going to the Lakers at the very end there.
Right?
Yeah, something to that effect.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
To see that. Only difference is Clay is not still there, so it's not like he's joining both Clay and Steph like Malone joined Kobe and Shaq right before that was over.
Right.
Still nothing on the Jaylen Brown front, but man, feels like that's just waiting to happen. Just not sure where.
As the world turns in Boston, man. Apparently there's some internal drama going on with that, of why that's happening.
Jaylen Brown's been pretty outspoken. I think Jaylen Brown carried that team further than anybody thought he was going to this regular season, and now he's wanting his flowers. And I think Boston's always had it of the mind that Jason Tatum was the untouchable, not Jaylen Brown. Obviously, since he was at the forefront of the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade talks. And he's the more outspoken. Like, do you ever even see Jason Tatum do an interview? He's not on socials. He doesn't have some kind of podcast, whereas Jaylen Brown does. He's all over the place.
Yeah. And
he is voicing his displeasure. I think he's going to make it as such that they have to move him. Do you like what Phoenix did?
What'd they do?
Miles Bridges picked him up.
It's a nice pickup.
For Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal.
Oh, right. Yeah, I did see that.
2033 first rounder.
I think that's an improvement. That's an upgrade.
There was somebody else that I saw. Oh, it was Ja Morant to Phoenix. Can you imagine Ja Morant, Dylan Brooks?
Oh, Lord.
All on the same team.
That would be rough.
It'd be funny.
So this time tomorrow, might have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
It might be the only topic of discussion.
We will know a little bit about what happened. I mean, we will know if the Thunder picked up Lou Dort's option. We won't know necessarily what that means, but we will know. I just have a hard time believing Lou Dort's going to take some kind of team-friendly contract when he changed agents to Rich Paul during the season.
Yeah, he's not going to advise that.
I wouldn't think so either. Everybody have a great Rother Brothers Monday.
You've been listening to the Skinny on Sports podcast with Aaron Cow. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to get alerts of when the latest podcast is available. Thanks for listening.